Hello and welcome to another episode of Art Tips and Life Blips. This is your host and illustrator Siege, and today, as you can tell, my mouth is healed. Oh yes! Don't forget to stick around to the end. I'm going to have some news, and we are going to be talking about something off the top today. So what I wanted to talk about was embracing what you do. What do you really like to do? Why did you start doing it, and are you doing that to the best of your ability? Are you taking advantage of everything, all of your options that you have in doing this, and are you pushing it to as far as you want to go, or are other things limiting you? Is there something stopping you from doing everything that you could possibly do to make whatever you're doing better? Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because this week you're actually going to see in the piece that I'm working on, I'm starting to do a different approach to my work. And this is something that I didn't really think about before, but let me go back and explain it to you. I was talking to a friend of mine earlier last week, and we were just talking about like the things that we love to do and why we got interested in art in the first place. And I realized when I got into digital art, I fell in love with it. And for some people that I know personally, the reason why they started digital art was because the industry kind of demanded it, right? They understood that the industry was going digital, so they wanted to keep up with that. Also, some of them found that it was faster, so that it would help their workflow and it would help them to get work and stuff like that. But for me, I got into digital because I love digital. I continue doing digital because it's my favorite medium. I could paint with watercolor, I could paint with acrylics, but I love digital. Like, I really love digital. It's my passion to work digitally and to do things that are really hard to get traditionally. The other day I was watching a video of Craig Mullins, and in the video he was painting and he talked about it. He said, if you want to paint traditionally, then paint with traditional medium because you'll have less limitations. That was the gist of what he said. But basically what I got from that was, when you're painting digitally, think about painting digitally. One of the traps I fell in at the beginning of my art life was that I wanted to paint traditionally with digital medium. And I found a lot of people doing this. It's just like, they would blow you up if your work looked watercolor, or if your work looked like it was oil painted, if your work looked like that. But why are we working so hard on getting a traditional look from our digital work? I can understand some people that is their passion because they did want to just completely pass over from their traditional side to their digital side. That's how it looked, that's how they wanted it to look, that's good for them. But for other people like myself, why would I limit myself to making my work look just like a certain style that I could do traditionally when digital is my passion? So I realized I was limiting myself, and I was thinking, what should I do? And so you're gonna see in this painting that I'm working on here that I started adding different types of digital shapes and using different tools. Now what I'm actually using is fractals, and I've seen some artists go and they do 3D. If you've checked out an artist named Red Juice, an artist from Japan, he actually uses 3D forms in his work. You check out Android Jones, he also uses 3D sometimes in his work, and then he also uses textures that he gets from the web. These guys are truly digital artists. They've taken control of what they can do digitally, and they keep on pushing that balance further and further. They're not limiting themselves. I found in the beginning I was limiting myself, not just because of my own mentality, but because of the things I heard, and the fact that I wanted to fit in and I didn't want to be an outcast. And this you'll hear about this a lot in my stories, because I was at the beginning of my journey. I was very impressionable. You don't really understand these things. People can tell you something and you are likely to believe them more when you don't have that as much experience. That's why I'm trying to come to you guys and give you as much positive messages as I possibly can, because you need to figure out what doesn't work for yourself and what does work for yourself. I just want to give you more options. So if you're digital and you feel like working digitally and you feel like really pushing that digital aspect, I'm telling you, you should try out everything you do. Try out using fractals like what I'm doing. Try using 3D in your work, in your 2D work if you're interested. You don't have to keep them apart. They're part of the same family. Try using photographs in your artwork. If you're a good photographer, why not? I've seen another artist, his name is Art Germ. He studied graphic design at school, and so some of his pieces you'll actually see layouts, and his work actually has graphic design built right into it. So there's so many options with our digital realm, and there's so many options with traditional as well. Just don't limit yourself to what you feel other people would think your tools should do, or how it should look, or what it should be, yada yada yada. You gotta take advantage of everything that your tool has, and don't let anything or anybody tell you differently. Do what you love to do and experiment. Keep on pushing. That's the way that we grow as human beings, is by pushing, pushing, pushing. As soon as we stop pushing, we stop growing, and as soon as we stop growing, then what's the point? what's the point in just sitting on a certain level? If you want to be known, you want to be one of the best, and you want to be an innovator, you got to keep on pushing yourself. So hopefully this helped. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the painting. It's actually a Sailor Moon piece, as you could probably tell. It's a fan art. I don't usually do fan arts, but I want to do a little bit of a series. Actually, I wanted to ask you guys, I'm thinking about doing a series where I talk about like throwbacks, like things from my childhood. It's just gonna be more like jokes. I'm gonna draw pictures and fan art about that kind of thing, and I'm gonna make some jokes about it and talk about my life and talk about some funny stuff that happened in the past. I'm thinking about doing that maybe on Thursdays or something like that. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you think that would be kind of a cool idea. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share my video with your friends, that always helps me out, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. You can do that right over there. Also, if you didn't see last week's video, I'm gonna link it somewhere in here. I'm actually hosting a contest, so if you want to get in this contest, you have 1 week left to finish that. I am out of here. I've got to go. I wanna go and do stuff. Also, it's 4 AM, so I should probably get off the internet now. Anyways, really happy seeing you guys again. Hopefully you enjoyed your week, and hopefully this week coming right now, because it's Tuesday, is going to be freaking awesome. It should be awesome because you're awesome, and I'm out.